and gentlemen, I think we got enough people watching. It's breaking news, so make sure you get this out. Ready? Here we go. I got it right here. Ready? The U.S. government determined that Dominion server, all the Dominion servers, were involved in switching votes. Then the intelligence community began a search for the server and discovered that the server was placed in Germany. Okay? That's very, very key, ladies and gentlemen. The servers for Dominion were based in Germany. This ties into why President Trump fired Esper the other day. Everybody was wondering, well, what does Esper have anything to do with anything? He doesn't have anything to do with the elections. He doesn't have anything to do with internal, election fraud and stuff like that. Well, the reason why Esper was fired was because they needed to put an operation put together, and they needed the right people involved and the wrong people not involved. Okay? So the Dominion server was discovered that the servers were in Germany. In order to get access to the server and have it available for use in a legal manner, they had to have the State Department work in tandem with the Department of Justice. You guys wondering where Bill Barr is? This is what Bill Barr's been doing. I'll read that again. In order to get access to that server and have it available for use in a legal manner, they had to have the State Department work in tandem with the Department of Justice. They had to request that the government of Germany cooperate in allowing this seizure of this server. The appropriate documents required to effect this kind of seizure were put in place, signed off on, and it appears that there was also a U.S. military support in the operation. The U.S. military was not in the lead of this operation. But this helps explain why Esper was fired and Miller and Kash Patel were put in his place, so that the military would not interfere with the operation in any way. Esper was in a position to where he could have had the military interfere with this because it was international. It had things to do with terrorism and counterterrorism. He had influence over the U.S. military and foreign affairs and foreign operations, and Esper would have been directly involved in making sure this didn't happen. That's why Esper was fired. All right, so again, they said Miller and Kash Patel were put in his place so that the military would not interfere with the operation in any way. By getting a hold of the server, Team Trump is now going to have the direct evidence of when the instruction to stop counting happened. They will also discover who gave the direction to stop the counting and who initiated the algorithm that started switching votes. And then it ends off saying this: the CIA was completely excluded from this operation. I'm going to put this in the comment thread below. Okay, so you guys want to know where Barr's been, where's Trump been? And when Trump said yesterday at his Rose Garden thing, when he's like, this administration will never, ever, ever do a lockdown. We'll see what administration is there. And he kind of smirked. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going right here. When I told you this was going to come down to Dominion, this is not going to come down to votes and states' votes, because this right here, now that they're in the U.S. Army is in direct possession, okay, of the servers, the physical servers and everything. Like I said, like in this last paragraph, Team Trump now is going to have the direct evidence of when the instruction to stop counting happened. They will also discover who gave the direction to stop counting and who initiated the algorithm that started switching votes. And the CIA was completely excluded from this operation. It makes sense, doesn't it, that President Trump has been literally cleaning house at the CIA, the Pentagon, the DHS, the DOD. So, ladies and gentlemen, what this means for you and I is that all these votes, you wonder why President Trump's legal team pulled out of their lawsuit in Arizona. Don't believe the fake news. It had nothing to do with the fact that they didn't have any evidence. Had nothing to do with that. They're going to focus their teams where they think their teams are going to be most effective for you, the American people. That is why they pulled out of Arizona. They don't need the votes, ladies and gentlemen. They don't need the votes in Georgia. They don't need the votes in Virginia. They don't need the votes in Pennsylvania. They don't need the votes in Wisconsin. They don't need the votes in Michigan. That is going to still continue because there's already lawsuits filed, and what they're going to do is that's going to be the icing on the cake, ladies and gentlemen, because that's going to verify and validate all the votes that President Trump actually did get and all the votes that pedophile-elect didn't get. So that's going to only further prove that that nobody wanted him to be president. But those aren't going to matter in the end, ladies and gentlemen, because now that they have the server, the Dominion servers from Germany, they're just going to present those to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is going to issue that the entire election was invalid, that the entire election cannot be counted in any way, shape, or form, and they're going to push it down to Congress. President Trump is your president for 4 more years, like we've been saying. I've been telling you that Dominion was going to be the thing that took him down. Well, that's going to be the thing that